Hey everyone, Kyle with Turpin Landscape Design. We're at a property that we actually built in 2022. It's now a year later. We wanted to get out here, see how things are developing. The reason I wanted to get out here, I wanted to point out some very specific details that we got into with this project to not only meet the customer's needs, but new things we got to try out as a crew. Let's take a look. So as we were finishing up this project, the crew, everyone involved was really happy with the way that the overall size of the project, it just comes in proportion with the entire backyard. And a great story and what we ran into with this pond was pretty unique. One thing that I hear all the time after a pond install, it's usually a year, 2 years, 3 years after, is the homeowner will say, I wish we went bigger with the overall size of the project. The great thing that this homeowner took advantage of was our pond tour. His project was coming up in about 3 weeks, and he had the opportunity to go on our pond tour, see different projects, and the original scope of the project was much smaller than what we have behind me. He had the opportunity to go to different properties to see different size water features, and we sat down that very same day and came up with a new plan, a new overall layout of the pond, and the homeowner and myself, we couldn't be happier with the way this one turned out. So one unique aspect of this pond build, the homeowner had a really big interest in floating aquatics. One issue that we run into it's hard to navigate around is considering the skimming of the pond, whether it be a skimmer or a negative edge, how to contain those floating aquatics. So what we did here was specifically laid out and designed a cove that's going to house these aquatics. What ends up happening as this lays out, this ends up being what we call a dead zone in a pond. There's not a lot of water movement. It becomes not so much stagnant, but this is where the algae and things start to build up. But with the intent that this is going to house those floating aquatics, that's what helps keeps this section clean and clear, as well as keeping these plants in place the best we can and not ending up in the skimmer. So by expanding the scope of the project, we had the opportunity to obviously go much bigger, wider out with the pond. That gave us the opportunity to make the third shelf, the deepest part of the pond, much bigger. The homeowner did have a big interest in koi. He actually had koi previously before we came. There was a very small pond that he had in the back of the property, but his big interest lied in how to best take care of them, how to give them an environment to grow in. So we really expanded the third shelf of the pond. It's about 30 to 32 inches deep, and it really gave us a great opportunity to then shelve out, give plantable space, and then also in that third shelf, we had the opportunity to put in a rather unique fish cave. We wanted to give the fish plenty of room to be able to overwinter if predators should come in, a place for them to get away from. And it just worked out perfectly with the way that this project lined up. We had the opportunity to use some really unique driftwood and do something different that we don't typically have the chance to. When we are creating these ponds and water features, we obviously use a lot of boulder, a lot of hard surfaces. So as we came onto this property, we had a great opportunity to utilize this piece of driftwood. As soon as we started laying out and creating the pond, we knew that we had to incorporate this into the fish cave system. So below this exposed root system is an oversized fish cave for the homeowners. What really sets it apart from other fish caves that we created is it's not only the visual aspect of the driftwood up top, but it drops down into the water and actually creates the framing for the cave for the fish to go in and out of. In my opinion, a big part during the construction process is having the client involved. And we had not yet placed a specific boulder. We did have it strapped and in the pond. We were getting ready to place it. And the homeowner came out and he came up with the idea, is that a step to come into my pond? I do have an interest in having easy access to go in and out. The way that it was already laid out, it was just a few inches above water level. We ended up leveling it up, and then as we worked outside of the pond, gave him an easy access to go in and out. One thing in our opinion that really takes these water feature projects over the top is the landscape installation. Here the homeowner had a really big interest in a nice sprawling big area to get a lot of unique specimens into. So we oversized the berm, made plenty of plantable space for our landscape crew to come in, and it will just continue developing year after year. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed diving into some of the unique aspects of this specific pond. And remember, when it comes to any type of water feature, whether it be a pond, waterfalls, fountains, customer collaboration is key. We'd like to find out your wants, your needs, and it's one of the most enjoyable aspects of our job is coming up with the solutions and creative ideas to accomplish your overall goal. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.